Do y'all think healthy relationships get boring? Like, you're in a good relationship with a guy and you're enjoying your time, or a girl, it doesn't matter. Like, you enjoy who you're with, you're enjoying your time, and then all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, but the fact that the routine is so good, does it get like boring? Like, damn, we need like some type of discourse.
So,
like, oh, I need to yell at
your
him.
relationship is healthy.
Okay.
So please go.
Okay, so yeah, I think this
too
really is
healthy.
the question for me.
Yeah. This, my friend, is the subject we're going to explore today. Welcome back, my friends. Welcome to another session with the older man. Today, we're going to talk about healthy, boring relationships. And are they both or mutually the same? And I'm going to approach it from two different perspectives. One from the younger generation and one from the more mature generation, because I think there's a significant difference between the two. And you know what? I should add a third component. Those individuals who have gone through a shitload of toxic relationships, because this will determine how you see a healthy relationship. All right. So, my friends, let's get into it. Please subscribe, like this video, share it with your friends, because I am trying to foster healthy relationship, not toxic relationships. Okay? But I'm hoping that you will identify certain characteristics of a healthy relationships and work with it. Because my video last night, which focused on is the grass greener on the other side, this is one of the major reasons I have had women complaining about their relationships. Oh, he became so boring. We didn't do anything. He didn't want to go anywhere. You know, we used to go on trips and blah, 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 blah. And this is what we're going to focus on. All right, guys. Join the membership system if you haven't done that already. Of course, pick up my Content Creators Toolkits and support the channel as best as you can. Hey, the membership system is free. I'm trying to give you guys value for money, but the membership system is free. If you guys check out the description section of my videos, then you can see all the offers there as well. Maybe something that you need or want that you can purchase, and you know, you can check out my Amazon store, for example, where I show you things from exercise equipment to stuff I use at home to stay healthy. You might need something there. Buy something on Amazon via my Amazon store. I make a small commission, and it's no pressure or charge on you. You know, first, let's listen to the rest of what this young lady had to say on this podcast.
So, yes, I do have a healthy relationship. But me personally, as a person, I don't know if it's a Gemini thing. I don't know if it's me, but consistency does not work for me. Like, I'm very sporadic. Like, 1 minute I could do this, and next minute I need to do that. Like, a schedule does not work for me, so I can't get bored. If you cannot fulfill, like, that excitement in my life, I will get bored. I love my healthy relationship, but it's like, if we do the same schedule, I will get bored. Like, that's how I be. Y'all see it when I do it with hair. I be like, 1 minute, I be like, I don't want to do no hair no more.
Yeah.
I want to do this. I want to do that. I'm going to go into my other hobby. But it's like...
Or she might do too much of one style and be like, I'm sick of this.
Literally, like, I cannot...
Yeah.
I cannot do the same thing. That's literally why everybody was like, how did you do college and cosmetology school at the same time? Because I got bored.
Too much for me.
I kept going to work and doing school at the same time. So I was like, let's add something else to the thing. And that's how it was with the relationship. You have to keep it up. We got to go out of town.
Yeah.
We got to be a little free. We got to do something new in the bed. Something got to be different.
You see, I classify this as an immature attitude. And unfortunately, this is an attitude that most women have very, very late into their 20s and 30s. It's usually once they hit their late 30s where women start to slow down. Their bodies start to slow down. Their mind starts to slow down. But the younger generation, they don't mature in this area very quickly. But unfortunately, this lack of maturity, but of course, this sporadic, erratic, non-committal, non-disciplined, but non-structured, that's technically what it is, because structure basically means that you're disciplined enough to stick on a path and work to its end. You'll find that people who think like her are not investors. They're not long-term planners, because all of that involves strategy, long-term thinking, and consistency. That's why a lot of these women are out of shape, because they can't go to the gym long enough and stay disciplined long enough to get the results they want. They're overweight. They cannot stay on a diet. So anything that involves structure she can't stick to it. Now, if we had applied the same sort of mentality to a man, he would be a deadbeat because those men don't build anything. You got to know where you want to be structured, where you want to be disciplined in order to get the results you want. And what we have to realize about life is that the big things in life, the big goals, the hard things, usually they require structure. They require a consistent effort. If you want to be the best basketball player, you think that you're going to go out there one day, you're going to do a few hoops, you're going to hit a few free throws, you're going to do a few dribble drills, and then you're going to run around the basketball court. And then for the next couple of days, you're going to go off and play baseball. And then, you're going to go and take a few trips because, you don't want to get too bored with it. Then come back a few weeks later, and then you start back, and then you start throwing a few hoops again. You think you become great like that because you don't want to get bored? No, my friend. It's getting in there, grinding every single day. Today, I'm going to do 200 free throws. I'm not going to stop till I do 200. The first time I tried 200, I missed 150 of them. I only had 50 successful shots. 2 months in, I got 75 in. Next 2 months on, you're getting 50% free throws in. By the time you freaking consistently do this, 2 years in, and you're hitting an 85 to 90% success rate with your free throws. You think putting up free throws are exciting every single day? No. It's not exciting. It's routine and it's boring to a lot of these women. But guess what? Guess who gets the big money? It's that guy who stays consistent and on his purpose. Those are the men that the women go after. And then when they get these guys and realize, man, this guy is disciplined. He's structured. He's freaking consistent. He don't want to go and fly off to this place, and he's not flying off, and he's not eating at all of these fine dining restaurants every night. I'm not getting all of this excitement that I thought I would get because he has money, or he don't want to do it with me. He just give me a few dollars so I could go do it by myself because he has to work. Guess what? She gets bored.
Healthy relationships can sometimes feel boring, and that's not because they're a bad relationship for you. It's because your brain and body might not be used to them. Let's talk about it. If you've experienced chaos, instability, or even trauma in a past relationship that was supposed to be loving, your nervous system might be associating those high highs and low lows with connection. So when a relationship is steady, predictable, and safe, it might feel weirdly dull. The drama and instability you're used to can trick your brain into thinking that that's what love and connection is supposed to look like. In a healthy relationship, those stress responses aren't getting triggered as much. Instead, you're getting steady doses of feel-good chemicals like oxytocin. The security and trust build a deeper bond, but it doesn't always come with that same rush. It takes time for your nervous system to adjust and learn that peace doesn't equal boredom. It's actually what a secure, healthy connection feels like. So while boredom can sometimes indicate a lack of connection, let this be a reminder that it can also indicate stability, peace, and healthiness in your relationship.
Yeah. You see, that's the difference. This lady hit the nail on the head. A lot of you young women are used to chaos, the drama, the bad boys who had your dopamine levels up and down, spiking up and then falling. That constant roller coaster is what you're used to. Listen, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. What I'm telling you is that if you don't change it, you will never, ever have a good, normal relationship. Never. And don't care how much money you throw at it, it's not going to change. You're not going to be happy with any occasion that brings you anything else, because it doesn't matter how much money you throw at it. If you are consistently getting trips, for example, you're going to get bored with just trips, because you'll soon discover that one trip is just like any other trip. If you get one car and it's a nice car, and 2 years later you get another car, it's going to be a nice car. You're going to get the same rush. But by year 4 and year 5, when you're getting all of these cars, it's going to become boring. And this applies to roses. Oh, I want roses. He got to bring me roses at least once a week, twice a week. That comes consistently for 3 to 4 months. By the 5th month, you're bored with that. Because you are a person that's used to inconsistency, you will become bored with whatever anyone throws at you, regardless of how good or how nice it is. That's when you know you're screwed. And this is why I keep telling women that the more men that you keep opening your legs to consistently and getting that rush, you will never be satisfied with one guy. That's why it's hard for you ladies to stay in your relationships. That's why it's hard for you to stay faithful to one man over a long period of time. Because you associate boredom with the toxic behavior that you have been through in your past. You associate a good, solid, consistent relationship with boredom. Because in the past, your idea of a relationship was just this roller coaster from Chad and Tyrone. The guys that didn't want to be tied down. And you had to constantly wonder if they're going to be going or staying. If they're screwing someone else or you're the only one. And that plays a serious toll on your life. So what happens when you get a good, solid man now? A guy who's consistent, a guy who's making the money, a guy who's freaking holding down life, a guy who can give you everything that you want. You will never, ever, ever be satisfied. This is the problem that you now face. That's why, ladies, it's very, very important for you to keep your legs closed. That's important. Because the amount of D that you have had that have blown open your dopamine receptors, blown up your oxytocin receptors, so that now normal sex to you is boring. Normal basically means with one guy. Because for the last 15 years, you've had a fresh D every 5-6 weeks. Every 5-6 weeks, you had some fresh D. Now, if you've been doing that for 15 years, you think that one guy, regardless of how much money he has, regardless of how good looking he is, you settle down. You think you're going to settle down with one guy and be happy? Oh, you don't know what happiness is. That's the problem. You do not know what a good relationship is. This is the problem with most women today. Most of you are damaged goods, and men recognize that. That's why they stay away from you.
If we're going to choose one partner and be with them until, we're both gone, how do we navigate the challenge of keeping the desire continuously?
Look, we know that women get bored with monogamy much sooner than men.
Wow. Is this a fact or is this
That's research.
Okay.
That's not just fact. That is men's desire in long-term relationship goes down gradually. He actually is much more able to remain interested. And maybe just because he's interested in the experience itself and he has a partner there.
Wow.
And it's always been translated as, well, that's because women care less about sex. Rather than it's because women care less about the sex that they can have in their committed relationships, which is often not interesting enough for them. And it often has to do with the fact that the story, the character, the plot is not seductive.
Yeah, I could finish what she's saying. The plot isn't exciting enough. The story isn't different. In all the men she's had in the past, the stories have been different. Oh, he's married. Oh, I'm getting a little sneaky link on the side. Oh, he has a girlfriend, but she might be outside because she might be stalking him. The story is just freaking intense. It makes the sex more exciting with this one guy or these different guys. There's always a different story. But with your consistent man, the story is the same. He went to work. He worked hard. He made some money. He came home to you. He's there with the kids. He cleaned the car. He mowed the lawn. He took the kids to school. We did missionary position. He was tired. I was tired. And it's just the same thing the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day. That's it. You think you're going to find that exciting after you've been through what I just described? That's why it's important for you guys to keep your legs closed. Because what happens is you have nothing to refer back to compare with. You have been taught that that's a bad thing if you have nothing to compare yourself to. How do you know if you're getting good sex if you never had a lot of sex? That's the common freaking story with women. You don't want to know. That is what they don't tell you. You do not want to compare because comparing is your nightmare. Comparing is the thief of joy. If you have nothing to compare to, you will be satisfied with what you have. Comparison is the thief of joy. Have you guys not heard that expression?
Did you know if you sleep with more than 5 guys, your chance of a happy marriage after 10 years goes from 80% to 25%? Why? Because the more men you sleep with, you lose your ability to bond with each one. So if you sleep with one guy, you're going to compare the next guy to him. If you sleep with 10 guys, you compare all 10. If you sleep with 20, you compare all 20. You're not likely to be divorced, but you're more likely to leave if you did.
Healthy relationships be boring sometimes. Like when you really start to find your, like I'm saying this as fresh in the 30s. I got a new appreciation for boring, man. Right. I got a whole new appreciation for not just being able to sit the down with me and mine and not have nothing. Ain't on fire. Don't nobody need me to leave the house. I'm good. So while you young, yeah, it seemed like you want exciting every day, but I'm a caution you, because the thing too, like the caution, when you always looking for excitement from your relationship, you going to start expecting the person across from you to perform for your entertainment. You feel me? And that's not nobody's job, bruh.
Yes,
like
the tap dance.
You see, he's right. Most women look for their man to tap dance and entertain her because she's the one that had a shitload of options with getting D. A woman can go out there and she can get a man 7 days a week, 24 hours a day if she wants one. A man to bust it down. A man can't do that. So her level of excitement and entitlement to men have been significantly more than that man's. That's number one. Number two, and the biggest problem is when a woman gets a man to do for her, meaning he's paying the bills, he's taking care of the majority of the problems, anything that comes up, he takes care of the problems. She don't really have to stress about much. Paying a minor bill here and there, you know, oh, her nails need some redoing, oh, she needs some extra makeup, oh, she need a new outfit that's something, you know. Her concerns are a lot easier than his. Oh, the kids need this. Oh, I need to get this for my child. And more than likely, she will look for the man to solve a lot of her problems. So she is not taking care of the problems herself. She only gets her problems solved. So what I'm trying to explain to you, my friends, is that the woman don't get a lot of the stressors that are involved with life once she gets a man. And I'm talking about a good man. A good man where she don't have to worry about his location at night. A good man where she knows that he has a consistent job, you know. Just above average dude. Every day he comes home from work, she knows what time he's coming. She knows what he likes to eat. She knows where he goes. She knows everything about him. She knows that when she say, hey, honey, we didn't get any of this. Hey, honey, can you do this for me because I having a problem with this? Hey, honey, can... And his response will be, yeah, baby, no problem. I got that. Yes, dear. Yes, dear, if you're white. If you know, it's always, hey, I'll take care of that. No problem. I got that. So all she has to do is go, oh, thank you so much. Okay, thanks. Baby, this, I have this problem. Oh, baby, I need this. And he goes, yeah, babes, don't worry. I got it. Don't worry. I got it. So her stress does not go beyond that man taking care of it, where the man now has to work and worry about where the money's coming from, who he has to manipulate. But the man, on the other hand, he has to focus on, all right, how do I solve this problem so that my wife can be happy, so that my kids can be comfortable? That's his concern. So his level of stimulation is a lot higher than hers. She don't have to worry about that shit. So her life becomes a lot easier. Despite what women like to say, they like to think that they're taking care of the man, when all she pretty much got to do is worry about some clothes and some cooking and cleaning and some clothes in the washing machine. Men have to deal with the issues that influence both of their worlds from the outside.
Can we talk about how nobody tells you how being in a relationship that is healthy is harder, and I mean 100 times harder, than being in a toxic relationship, right? Because toxic relationships are what a lot of us are used to. They're what we've noticed around us. They're what we've observed. They're what we grew up in. A lot of our parents had toxic relationships. So that's easy. Being the screaming, shouting, angry black woman is so easy. I can do that. I don't even need to think about it. But responding healthily when somebody's treating you in a good way, oh my gosh, I did not know how hard it was going to be to reroute myself, to change myself, to redirect myself. When somebody's treating me with respect, or somebody has angered me, to respond in a way that is different because the person you're with is different. And I feel like a lot of people need to understand that when you see these relationships as, for example, boring because nothing is going on, that is the person inside you that is so used to panic and terror and anger and fights, panicking because the situation is different. So whenever you feel like your relationship is boring, think about what it is about your relationship that you're finding boring. For example, when women want to start fights because everything's going too good and it's a bit boring, that is a trauma response. That is not you being sexy. That is not you being funny. That is you potentially fucking up something good for you.
Oh, is that the smoke alarm that's just going? Oh, that beep, man, drives me crazy. Kevin Samuels noted that. You know when a woman is single, boy? Woo. But she's right. She's just reiterating what I've just said. You women are so accustomed to seeing toxic relationships that the second that you get into a calm, positive one, you don't know what the hell to do. It's hard for you because you're in unknown territory. A lady was telling me this one story, and you see this happen often, right? She was saying, I don't even want to get into a relationship because I watch couples who've been together forever just sitting in restaurants, just not even saying anything to each other, just eating. They both just not even looking at each other. They're just eating and just not even talking. And I myself have witnessed this, right? But now I'm in my relationship for 20 years. I realize that I've done this a few times where my wife and I just go out and we just quietly eat. Now, after we've eaten, we have a glass of wine, we sit, and we hardly even say anything. We just relax and we just people watch. Every once in a while, we'll lean over to each other and we'll say something, but it's rare. And I want to explain this phenomenon to you all, ladies. When you have been with someone long enough, you have to realize that on the way to the restaurant, my wife and I were chatting. Before we left the house, we had some minor conversation. But then when we get out to eat, there is not a lot that we need to talk about. But the reason that we're out at the restaurant is because we wanted to get out of the house and have a different atmosphere where we're actually enjoying some good different food. She don't have to cook. I don't have to clean up anything. And we get the ambience of somewhere else, right? But we also get to enjoy that in our own thoughts, but with the other person with us. Now, this is what most ladies see in movies and TV. A couple laughing and giggling while eating. But these are the images that are created for the screen. It is no different than when people pose and grin for the Instagram photos or videos. These images and videos are curated to create a scene. Otherwise, it would not tell a story at all. And I'm trying to find an easier way for me to explain this feeling to you. And I think I got it. Listen to me. Please try to understand this. When we're at home, I will sit and I will scroll on my phone. I'll be on the computer. And my wife is across the room. She's reading a book. She loves reading. And we don't say anything to each other for a good 30, 40 minutes. Unless I see something that I think is funny and I will send it to her. But most times I don't want to disrupt her peace because she's in her peaceful place. I'm in my peaceful place as well. But if one of us wasn't there, I feel almost a bit of uneasiness because my wife isn't there. And I'm going to look at my watch to make sure that, okay, all right, well, she was supposed to be back from the gym 20 minutes ago or 30 minutes ago, and she hasn't arrived yet. She's outside of her scheduled return time. Now, my immediate thought isn't, oh, she's cheating. My immediate thought is, let's hope nothing happened. My first instinct is car crash or something goes wrong, right? And then I'll give it a little extra. I'll give it another 25, 40 minutes. And then I have to go, okay, let me check in on her. I'll pick up the phone and say, hey, babes, you okay? Yeah, no worries. I'm just here. I'm still here with the girls. Okay, cool. Boom, done. Hang up the phone and I'm good. Because she's outside of her routine with me, you see. And I know her routine. So I just had to confirm that everything is good. If everything is good, I am good. I'm now satisfied. And the same thing occurs with her. If something runs late or I'm hung out with the boys a little bit too long, etc., she'll give me the call. Hey, you okay? Yeah, good. All right, just check in. Cool. Bam. Done. She don't need to know where I am, what I'm doing. No, none of that. Just, you're okay. There is no greater feeling than when I am in the house and she's in the house upstairs somewhere else. As Patrice O'Neill said,
be alone, but we don't want to be by ourselves. We want you somewhere, like on the roof, anywhere, but just not in front of me.
We just want to know that you're there, but not here. Somewhere, like in the vents or in the somewhere else, but not here, right? And the point is that just knowing that she is in the home, she's in my vicinity, that's comforting. That's enough comfort for me. And she feels the same way. I just know my husband's here and she's happy. She's happy. She don't need to be up under me and holding. No, we don't do that shit. We kiss every time we depart so that we both still have that level of intimacy, but we don't need to be up under each other. We give each other our own space and our own peace of mind, but we know that we're there. And I classify it simply as this. We not only enjoy each other's company, but more importantly, we enjoy each other's presence. Knowing that she's there is usually enough for me and for her. But you see, this is a woman who hasn't been out on the streets. She hasn't been beaten up and been through a lot of toxic relationships where she don't find peace with this healthy relationship. So this is all I want to get across to you guys, man.
If you are in a healthy relationship, but y'all are just outgrowing each other, stay in the relationship. If you're in a healthy relationship, but you just feel bored and you're looking for a spark and you feel like something is missing, stay in that relationship. If you're in a healthy relationship, but y'all struggling with communication, y'all are growing, y'all are evolving, y'all are figuring it out, go to therapy, but stay in that motherfucking relationship. Because there ain't nothing in these streets but audacity and disappointment. You think you gonna come outside that marriage or that relationship and find something better? Baby, that's sales. Sales is different from operations, baby, because the way these streets is ghetto, filled with men asking, what do you bring to the table? Filled with women who are only looking to go dig. Filled with people who are looking to be the prize, but nobody actually is the prize because all these motherfuckers ain't even done no work, no healing, no depth. Stay in your relationship.
Yeah. Watched my video last night. The grass is not green on the other side. So we both know, man, listen, don't care what kind of problems we go through. We talk it out. We work it out. We've never been to therapy. 20 years, we've never been to therapy because we talk shit through. Don't get me wrong. We start off yelling. We get out our frustration. We calm down and then we talk it out. Don't think that this is some perfect relationship bullshit. No, shit, no. We've been through some shit. Okay. But my point is that we both know that relationships are hard and we got to put in the hard work. And that's pretty much what I'm trying to get across to you all. Boring technically means healthy, consistency. What is the opposite of boring? Chaos. That's it. That's it. It's not exciting. Excitement basically means chaos. Because when something is excited, it means that it's moving in a chaotic, undefined, erratic pattern. When you excite something, that's what happens. So my friends, ladies, realize that a good, healthy relationship has to, let me repeat, has to come with a massive dose of consistency. Consistency basically means predictable. Predictability technically means, to most people, boring. Don't confuse these things, my friend. Because if you're not predictable, if you're not consistent, pretty much you're just flying at the seat of your pants, hoping that something successful will happen. And that rarely occur. So you'll just end up a loser in the end. Loser in your relationship, loser with money, loser with your body, loser with everything else. Pretty much loser in everything, because everything in life requires a disciplined mind. Okay? My friends, I hope you guys enjoyed the lesson today. Please stay in your relationships. Get help if you need it. I'm here. Log into my website. My rates are very reasonable. I'm still not going above $100 an hour. I refuse to because I want to help as many of you as possible. All right? Now, I will be offering a premium plan to only 5 people where you get access to my WhatsApp, my phone number, etc. And I'll be offering that soon for those individuals who need a lot of help. Okay? So my friends, until next time, remember, whenever in doubt, always ask an older man. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.